Every guy wages two battles simultaneously. One is out in the open. It's versus the universe, situations, folks, hurdles, disorder. The other battle lurks unseen. It rages within his own psyche. And here's the harsh reality few guys ever grasp. The mental skirmish dictates it all. You don't falter in existence due to life's injustice. You falter when your psyche crumbles prior to the clash commencing. The Stoics grasped this eons back. They shunned dread of foes, destitution, agony, or demise. They dreaded solely one element, a psyche beyond restraint. For a fellow unable to steer his mental currents will forever bow to external forces. Dread, ease, rage, cravings, rationalizations. Your psyche isn't a sanctuary for lounging. It's a domain to dominate. Each notion invading your brain either fortifies you or erodes you. Neutrality doesn't exist. A notion serves as armament or injury. It either steels you against actuality or tenderizes you till actuality pulverizes you. The majority of fellows overlook this entirely. They deem their musings innocuous. I'm worn out. I'll handle it tomorrow. That's simply my nature. They label it candor. They dub it pragmatism, yet the Stoics would deem it bondage. For the instant you cease interrogating your notions, you commence yielding to them. And the bulk of notions are feeble. Feeble notions avoid clamor. They murmur. They seem sensible. They urge, play it safe, skip the gamble, remain cozy, evade suffering. And fellows heed not, perceiving those murmurs, erect a cell within their cranium. The most lethal confinement globally lacks barriers, grates, or sentries. It resides wholly in the psyche. Epictetus articulated it plainly. No individual is liberated who lacks dominion over himself. That's no verse. That's an alert. Should you fail to master your retorts, you lack vigor. Should your temperament steer your deeds, you lack regimen. Should unease govern your selections, you lack liberty. Stoicism isn't mere tranquility. It's unyielding resolve. Existence will assail you. It will affront you. It will hinder you. It will probe your tolerance and ego. That's assured. What's unassured is your retort, as a commander or as a captive towed along. The typical fellow retorts. The Stoic counters. Retort is swift, fervent, reckless. Counter is intentional, calibrated, reined. Retort surrenders authority. Counter retains it. Marcus Aurelius governed a realm amid pestilence, conflict, treachery, and mortality, yet inscribed, you possess authority over your psyche, not external occurrences. Grasp this, and you'll uncover vigor. That declaration alone obliterates vast swaths of contemporary alibis. You require no superior scenarios. You require no impetus. You require no sanction. You require regimen over your internal realm. Petty cognition isn't benign. It's no humility. It's no sagacity. It's gradual inner erosion. It persuades you to target modestly, to evade confronting boundaries. It instructs you to linger mediocre, to dodge defeat. And the sorrow lies here. Most fellows submit to it lifelong and deem that submission pragmatism. Yet pragmatism sans bravery is timidity. A Stoic inquires not, what gratifies now? He inquires, what's demanded of me? Demanded by logic, demanded by obligation, demanded by the fellow he elects to embody. Here's where most fellows shatter, for duty weighs immense. It strips the solace of accusation. Upon embracing that your musings mold your deeds, and your deeds mold your existence, you forfeit the indulgence of alibis. You can no more declare, it's the framework, it's my history, it's outsiders. The Stoics spurned that frailty utterly. They held that though you can't steer occurrences, you can invariably steer your assessment of them. And that assessment decides if an occurrence renders you resentful or refined, frailer or keener, Agony doesn't demolish fellows. Evasion does. Hardship doesn't shatter essence. Ease does. Thus the Stoic flees not from strain. He harnesses it. Strain unveils defects. Strain bears frailty. Strain compels evolution. A fellow evading strain will never discern his capacities. Most fellows presently exist sans true regimen. Their psyches are vast wastelands. They rouse and promptly relinquish command to clamor, to broadcasts, to others' views. By noon, their concentration evaporates. By dusk, their vitality depletes. And they cycle this routine, pondering their void. They're not fatigued. They're unruled. Stoicism commences with one savage insight. Absent command of your psyche, another entity will seize it. And whatever seizes your psyche seizes your existence. Thus, the query isn't if existence is arduous. The query is if your psyche is drilled. For a drilled psyche shuns alarm. It shuns grievance. It shuns pleas for solace. It persists. It adjusts. It progresses. And their genuine vigor originates. Vigor isn't boisterous. It doesn't proclaim. It doesn't crave endorsement or acclaim. Authentic vigor is subdued, reined, forbearing. It's the capacity to remain firm when internals urge retort. It's the capacity to maintain stance amid escalating strain and murmuring alibis. Most fellows confuse fervor for might. They deem belligerence vigor. They deem sentiment zeal. Yet a fellow swayed by sentiment is foreseeable, and the foreseeable yields to manipulation. Might stems from moderation. When you halt pre-utterance, you claim the instant. When you bear unease, sans protest, you claim yourself. When you opt deed over urge, you distinguish from the masses. Existence will goad you. It will assay your forbearance. It will lure you into needless clashes, diversions, tumult. Most fellows flop here. They retort to all. Each remark, each postponement, each slight pilfers their concentration. And gradually, that perpetual retort saps their vitality and dilutes their course. A regimented fellow contests, not every contest. He contests the apt ones. Liberty demands no self-restraint. Absent it, you're uncommanded. If yearnings steer your deeds, you're subordinate. If ease charts your timetable, you're possessed. If indolence barters with ambitions, defeat's already yours. Regimen isn't chastisement, it's architecture. It's the scaffold transforming intent to actuality. Impetus wanes, regimen endures. Impetus is ardent, regimen is willful. One hinges on temperament, the other on resolve. Daily, you drill something, either concentration or diversion, either forbearance or urge, either vigor or frailty. No respite exists. The long-haul victor isn't the most gifted. He's the steadiest. He appears amid tedium. He labors sans acclaim. He persists amid unseen strides. And that subdued steadiness accrues to might. Shunning unease seems astute momentarily. It seems prudent, yet shunning exacts toll. It contracts your challenge threshold. It depresses your benchmarks. It renders minor barriers burdensome. And gradually, the fellow shunning agony turns brittle. Brittle fellows fracture readily. The onward trail is straightforward, yet arduous. You execute labor sans inclination. You decline diversions, proffering solace yet thieving advance. You embrace that evolution necessitates strain and strain's no foe. The foe is inertia sans deed. Days will dawn when skepticism blares. Days when your psyche hunts, escapes. Days when abandonment seems rational. That's no halt signal. That's growth's precipice alert. Each tier exacts a renewed self. Prior patterns won't propel you. Prior cognition won't weather forthcoming trials. For altered results, embody one apt to yield them. That entails firming benchmarks. It entails shielding duration. It entails favoring toil over leisure. Most fellows crave yields sans metamorphosis. They crave bounty sans burden, yet bounty honors solely those yielding to alteration. Strain births no frailty. It unveils it. Amid resistance, bargain not, enact. Amid alibis, disregard. Amid unease, linger. The capacity to abide firm beneath strain divides talkers from builders. Your existence molds by tolerances. Tolerate indolence, harvest stasis. Tolerate averageness, harvest remorse. Tolerate mental frailty, it seeps to deeds. Elevate benchmarks, conduct ensues. This concerns no flawlessness. It concerns trajectory. Advance trumps fervor. Steadiness trumps impetus. And regimen trumps all. You'll not perpetually sense vigor. Irrelevant. Vigor's no sentiment. Its behavioral motif reiterated across time. And each discipline over solace election fortifies that motif. You're not here to meander. You're here to erect. Erect concentration. Erect tenacity. Erect self-regard. For self-regard derives from upholding self-vows, from executing requisites sans observers, from certainty that amid strain, you'll not buckle. Thus fellows forge, not in solace, not in leisure, but in routine, resolves, exacting toil. Master your deeds, master your routines, master your trajectory. And when the universe assays to unsettle you, it'll detect naught amiss. Eventually, every fellow attains candid reckoning, not the variant shared abroad, but the inescapable solo variant. No clamor, no diversions. Solely verity confronting. There, alibis vanish. One query lingers. Did I exist purposefully or did I wander? Most fellows evade that query till tardy. They cram days with bustle, sans vector. They remain occupied to shun duty. They remain diverted to shun reckoning. And subtly, unwittingly, they barter aptitude for expedience. Naught despoils a fellow swifter than standardless existence. Undecided self yields worldly decree. Unset behavioral edicts yield comforts. Undemanded self-yield yields life's bare minimum. Possession burdens. Thus most fellows shun it. For upon embracing life as choicest fruit, accusation flees. You can't cloak in scenarios or fortune. You ascend duty's mass or crumple beneath. Yet undisclosed, that mass also bestows might. Duty bereft fellow lacks frailty. He's vacant. Not to shield, erect, hazard. Duty-laden fellow towers. He strides purposefully, deeds signify. Resolves bear fruit, and that strain hones him. Tenacity erects identically, not via fervor, but recurrence. You tenaciously appear inconveniently. You tenaciously regiment delayed yields. You tenaciously uphold vows when breach eases. This lacks allure, lacks thrill, lacks praise, yet it avails. Time honors not sentiment. It honors steadiness. Existence heeds not intent, it heeds deed. Overhaul existence not abruptly. Tighten it. Excise weakeners, purge distractors, bolster forwarders. Petite resolves, daily enacted, remodel all. Each effort over leisure election cements your evolution. Each comfort no and discipline yes chisels identity profounder. And across time, that identity turns immovable. Identity's not claimed, it's reiterated. Daily appearing fellow turns dependable. Discomfort enduring fellow turns tenacious. Standard holding fellow turns formidable. Here most fellows halt, for onward demands forbearance, demands forfeiture, demands solitary strides at whiles, and that terrifies beyond flop. Yet evasion's toll exceeds, For someday, willy-nilly, you'll confront self. There, diversions aid not, alibis rescue not. You'll esteem the fellow evolved or rue the evaded. No midpoint. Flawless? Nay, candid suffices. Candid on locale. Candid on tolerances. Candid on deed potential chasm. That unease-laden candor launches alteration. Thenceforth, all simplifies, not eases, simplifies. You discern requisites. You cease self-bicker. You cease mood await. You enact for necessity, not gratification. Thus fellows detach from tumult, not via louder talk, but purposeful stride, not via acclaim chase, but essence erect, not via endorsement seek, but self-regard earn. Habit command yields day command. Day command yields life command. None arrives granting sanction. None tenders lucidity or assurance. Those erect via deed, forge via regimen, earn via steadiness. Thus elect your embodiment, elect tolerances, elect self-rejections, then align deeds daily thereto. For ultimately, existence defines not by wants, but deeds. Not by creeds, but practices. Not by hopes, but endurances. Stand resolute, advance, and let time unveil as ever the divide twixt wanderers and resolvers.